Hello everyone, Fiala again. So they have not hesitated in giving us a long map already, and this is the second challenge of the Wataru event. So just like most second challenges, this is one of those maps where they give you preset units, and this one actually doesn't really have a gimmick, so to speak. I mean there is sort of a gimmick with these portals that you see, but otherwise it's such a straightforward fight that I don't even know there's a whole lot to say about it. And you know what? I don't really mind this too much. Like, it's kind of nice to have a challenge once in a while. There's no like extreme gimmicks going on here. It's really just testing you on like bringing you back to the basics of the game. You know, positioning, using skills correctly, getting your class, uh, using class advantage when you can, all that stuff. So basically, in this map, you can see you're given 6 loner units. Uh, So you have Matthew, who actually has a faction buff that can buff everybody. So as you can see, I moved him last. He does not come with an attack skill. He has his faction buff, Sprint, and Gale. Uh, the fact that they gave him Gale is kind of probably something of an annoying detail because it just adds some RNG to this fight. I'm not going to rely on using Gale or anything. So basically, what you do on this map is that you step on those portal things, and that opens up each of the blocked off rooms, and you can go in and kill a boss. So you can see this on this first turn, or the second turn. I use Wataru's Move Again skill to just unveil the Licorice in the bottom right corner, and then immediately Sword Soul her. Uh, this isn't necessary. It's just She's actually pretty frail, so it's pretty easy to kill her. But by doing this, because she heals herself with her terrain, this makes it a little bit easier makes it so that I can kill Licorice a bit faster. Going back to the loner units you have here. So Almeida, it has heal and mass heal as usual. She also has Holy Word. This actually makes her a pretty important DPS in this fight because she's her only magic DPS on this fight, or the only person that can do magic damage. So since you can see like there's infantry coming out of the top left portal, so in order to help Grenier out there, I need Almeida to be killing that guy over and over. And since they gave Almeida sorceresses in this map, she can do a decent amount of damage. Really wish Almeida could get sorceresses most like the rest of the time, but I guess they decided that she doesn't get to have them. Grenier has his standard guard plus power stab set. He doesn't have Lance Phalanx, they just gave him the standard guard, but whatever. Shibaraku has his Roar and Battle Cry, so he's just a DPS. Himiko has Sacred Cow, her movement up skill, and her silent skill. The silent skill is actually going to be very, very useful for fighting the bosses, but otherwise, she's just a ranged DPS. She doesn't do that much. I don't think the pushback is really that important. Wataru is really, really good here. Wataru not only has 2 attack skills, Sword Soul, plus his ranged air slash style attack, which is 3 range instead of 2. He has his This Is Your Chance Wataru skill, which is very, very useful here because it of course locks enemies down completely so that they can't move. And you're gonna see me using it in a couple ways on this map, and it's something you want to make good use of. So as you can see, basically what it is that you have 6 portals. There's an ad that spawns on each of them every single turn, and until you walk onto them, and then the portal disappears. The ads only respawn if you kill the ad, so you're gonna see me sometimes just sort of ignoring the ad and letting them kill themselves on my units on enemy phase because there's obviously no real reason to like just kill them over and over if you're just gonna respawn. So you can see what I'm doing here is that instead of moving the entire group over to fight each boss individually, I'm kind of letting each of the groups stay around the place they started and take care of the bosses on their as like separate small groups. And I'm assuming this is what they expected you to do because I'm guessing if you try to group everyone together and just take and dogpile each boss, you're probably gonna run out of time, even though the time limit on this map is relatively generous. But But splitting apart really isn't that big a deal because, as you can see, like I'm really not having any trouble here. So Rag, the boss on the left, uh, he is a demon class, so Almeida will do a lot of extra damage to him if you let Almeida go beat him up. But he does have, but annoyingly, a lot of the bosses have the seal skill, which, you know, as you can see, a lot of people are getting silenced, which is very annoying. But thankfully, you know, they gave a decent amount of passives and skills to the characters, so that you don't really need to rely on skills to kill anybody. For example, like I said, Matthew doesn't have an attack skill at all. So bottom left is Grove, yet another demon enemy, and you can see he just silenced Wataru. Wataru is probably the unit that gets hurt the most by silence on this map. So here I'm just gonna lock down Grove so that he can't move. He's gonna be forced to melee Wataru. Also I kill Grove so that he can't attack at all. So that's also an option. You know, just kill them and they want to be able to hit you. So as you can see, the bosses really don't hit that hard on this map. I would recommend going in the general order that I'm going in. You know, you can take out Licorice in the bottom right first, and then you can kind of handle Phyrexia, Rag, and Grove at the same time, like I did. Rag and Grove really aren't big threats at all. Like I said, the most annoying thing about them is just that Rag gives, I believe it's Rag that gives seal to everybody on the map. So you just want to be careful with that and don't get Almeida silenced, because she's your healer, so just don't get her silenced. Phyrexia is kind of annoying because she kind of runs all over the place, but she doesn't do that much damage. And because Almeida can heal people from all the way across the room with her talent, so you don't even really need to worry about it too much if Shibaraku gets damaged a lot by Phyrexia, because you'll probably be the lowest HP and Almeida will heal him up with her talent. So the reason I'm saving the top ones for last is because they probably have the most annoying bosses out of these guys. The top left is Bolzol. I really don't think I need to expand on that too much, because Bolzol is Bolzol as always. He can make things very annoying. And the top right is Geyer. Geyer is an infantry on this map, so you know, Shibaraku and Grenier would both have a decent amount of trouble with him. He also heal blocks you a lot, so that's no fun. So one of the most useful skills on this map is Himiko's sealing technique. You know, it prevents enemies from using skills, prevents them from attacking. So it's really useful for, you know, it's just useful for crowd control. And it's also useful on the bosses, as you might imagine. You can cast it on Rag and Grove. You can cast it on Bolzol, and he won't, and then he won't do his annoying AoEs. Just now, I already used up my sealing technique, so I don't have it saved up for Bolzol. Instead, what I'm just gonna do, I'm just gonna gather everybody on the right side with just Wataru on the left, because just like as is typical of the AI, they don't really cast AoEs if they can't find multiple targets to hit. So in this case, I'm just making sure to stand everybody at least 4 spaces away from Wataru, and so you can see it just does the normal attack. So you can see I still have 7 turns left. I mean, there's plenty of time to do this map. It's really not a difficult one at all. So again, here's your chance, Wataru. It's very nice to lock Bolzol down. So now Bolzol is going to normal attack Wataru on the enemy phase, but you know, at one range, so Wataru is going to counter for a decent amount of damage. So Almeida finishing off the Golem there with Holy Word just to heal people a little bit more. So like I said, Geyer is an infantry unit, and after every single attack he does like a sword dance style AoE, which is a little bit annoying, but you know, nothing you can't easily handle. So not a lot left to say here, and you know, like I said at the beginning of the map, this is a very straightforward fight. It's just the basics of the game, you know, just yeah, hit stuff until it dies and heal people when they're about to die. It's a very simple challenge. You know, I like having challenges like this once in a while where it doesn't have any crazy gimmicks. So Geyer, like I said, is a little bit more threatening than the other bosses, if only because he has very powerful skills like Sword Soul. And he's an infantry, so he has class advantage against 2 of your guys, but it's not a huge concern. So as you can see here, I'm just stabbing Geyer with Grineer regardless, because it doesn't actually matter that much as long as your guys are healthy. But yeah, this is going to be the final turn. Sorry if this commentary is a little bit boring, but there's really nothing to say about this fight. Okay, that's the second challenge in the Wataru collab. Okay, I'll see you guys in the next one.